You bet.
Hey everyone, welcome to QuickShots. I'm your host, Mick Chambers. I'm here with Michael Cawelti. How are you, Mike? Michael,
I'm fabulous.
Sorry. I'm going to do that a bunch of times.
Right.
I apologize.
It's all right.
I'm an old Michael. So, I kind of, if I call you Michael, I feel like it's my mom talking to me, right? And give me crap. So, but you know what? I'm not giving you crap. I'm here to say thank you very much for, jumping on. And hanging out with us today, man. This is interesting
because we were meaning to do this for a while, so I'm glad we got to it. Yeah.
I know. I was telling you before the show, is like we're kindred spirits. I just love everything you do. I love what I wish you posted more where I could see stuff that you do. But everything you do is kind of cool. Everything you do is kind of cool.
I know. Live the fantasy. I mean, I'm doing all my hobbies, and they're all related to what I wanted to be when I was a kid.
No, we're not growing up. We're boys. We don't grow up. I don't know why we don't grow up, but it's hilarious that we don't. And anyway, so I don't want to give too much away. I want you to talk about you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us who you are, where you're from, and then how did you get into archery?
Well, Michael Cawelti. I'm from Southern California originally. Went to school in San Diego, then graduate school in SF. And never left except for 4 years back east in Washington, D.C. And, I from a very early age, I wanted to be Robin Hood. And the film that just totally did it for me more than any other was the 38 Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn. I wanted to be Errol Flynn, and talk about your fantasies becoming your work. I actually became a fight director in real life, so I got to do the sword fighting bit too. But as I got deeper into that, because I wanted to go deeper and deeper into this movie, I learned about Howard Hill. Then I bought all the books by Howard Hill. And then I met Craig Elkin of Howard Hill Archery, and he built me ultimately, I think, 5 bows, custom bows.
Yeah.
At that point, it wasn't about competition. It was just going out in the forest and shooting arrows. And we have a range here called Redwood Bowman up in the hills of Oakland that's been around since the 40s. In fact, Howard Hill did some teaching there a couple times. And it's all in the redwoods. You're shooting outdoor 3D and field up in the redwoods. It's just gorgeous. So I just did that for fun. And then I think it was 2018, I turned on the TV and I saw John Demmer shooting barebow recurve in some European championship. And, I really liked his style. I thought, and everybody's talking about this new thing, barebow recurve, and it's blowing up and all this stuff. And I go, well, that's interesting. There's a guy here, owned an archery shop, Bob Yerman, who always wanted to be a sword fighter. So I traded him a complete Olympic setup for sword lessons, and I gave him a rapier and dagger as well. And I could never make the thing work. All the sights and all the balances, and I can't shoot this thing.
Yeah.
But then I saw this barebow thing, so I took everything off of it, and I started shooting barebow. And I think it was in 2020, which was the first Vegas barebow recurve where they had the category. I went, and I placed like third down. I wasn't very all that sterling at it, but I started to meet a bunch of people. I met Demmer, and Joel Turner was on my bail, so we've been friends ever since. Great guy, very knowledgeable. I met Calvin and all the guys that were really good in this. And I think it was the second time that I went, I ran into Chris McCoy Johnston and her husband Phil.
Right.
and they're crazy Ren Fair people as well
Yep.
as
Yep.
archery people. They
Yep.
own, what is it, Trad Tech, I
Trad
think
tour.
is the name of it.
Trad tour.
Trad Tour, that's right. And so we got to be friends, and they do a Renaissance fair that is Robin Hood oriented, and I do all the Renaissance fairs, or did for 40 years out here, the big ones up in Northern and Southern California, where I
That's fun.
directed and did shows, and I played William Shakespeare for like 12 years. And so did that, and that's how I kind of got into longbow. And then I started shooting longbow, and I started with one of Keegan's Omegas. It was the Imperial,
Right.
and then I got the new model, the Royal Huntsman, and that was really great.
Yep.
And then I won a bunch of tournaments with those here in California, so that was great. But then Kelly Eagleton, who won the top woman last year in Lancaster. The Eagletons are friends of mine. They're all incredible shooters.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You got to look at this bow. You need one of these bows." And it was a Chuck Hawes custom longbow. And she had a three-piece ILF longbow, which NFAA rules allow us in California to use three-piece. So I thought, well, this is pretty exciting. And so I ran into Chuck at a shoot, and he says, everybody who has a state record has one of my bows. And I said, well, okay, how am I going to argue with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
had him build me one. I started winning everything with it, and really just enjoy the quality and the affordability of his bows, quite honestly, and
Yeah.
that you can get them. So he built me a two-piece for travel that was IFAA legal that I took to Lancaster last year.
Mhm.
And out of the 71, I finished seventh. I actually tied with Santo, but he beat me on X Scout. And I felt pretty good about that. But this year, it's going to be televised. We're going to have the shoot down. It's going to be exciting. So all the big boys are kind of jumping in, and I go, ooh, competition's coming up a little bit. And everybody has their sock trail or I'm sorry, what's the one from Europe, the timber points. Yeah,
The
everybody's
timber
got those
points. Yeah.
really heavy risers because they're used
Yeah.
to shooting barebow with all those weights on
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, I got to have one of these. And Chuck says, okay, I'll build you one. So it's 3.5 pounds,
Okay.
35 pounds on the fingers.
Yep.
Just working up some arrows. I get my shafts from Wapiti Archery, and
Yeah. Nice.
doing some fine tuning on them right now, getting ready.
That's okay. That's it. You're good. Okay. Any questions? Anyone got any questions? That's amazing. That's good. That was very good. That was very thorough. Listen, I hear, let's go back to the very beginning of that. You said, you started off sort of with like barebow, you were going to try it. And, but then you met Demmer, and that honestly, meeting John Demmer is probably the biggest reason to go to longbow.
Hey, he shoots a mean longbow. Hopefully, he never turns around and starts doing it again. 'Cause I think
Well,
he has a
he's,
world record or something indoors.
I'm only busting his chops because he's in the thing going, in all fairness, Mig Longbow isn't the toughest. That would be compound open. He does say that a lot, by the way, but we don't say compound on this show, so stop saying
Well,
compound.
you know what? He has the expertise that if he has an opinion, I would listen to it. So,
I
but
know.
longbow's not easy. Longbow's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not easy, and tuning the arrows is kind of difficult, right? It's really
You know, with the average person, they pick up a bow and they shoot an arrow, and this is fun. But it's not as much fun if you don't hit the target. And so what you realize the further down the trail you go is the relationship between your form, that bow, and all the little components of that arrow is huge.
yeah,
And it's the difference between who has world championships and who doesn't. And so I've always made my own wood arrows, made my other arrows from components, and I just learn more and more. Every once in a while I'll talk to somebody, I was talking to Mick Santiago, who's a great shot and a rep for one of the archery companies, Victory Arrows.
yeah, Victor.
And he says, when you put on your components, spin it as you glue it. Never even occurred to me. But of course, if you've got that perfect balance in there, it's going to be better. So I'm always learning.
You know what? If anyone knows this, there was a really good video of someone building arrows which I hate watching. I hate, like, I used to post videos of me building arrows just so people could learn or something like that, but I hate
Right.
doing them. I hate watching them. But this person was doing it at a shop, and they were using like the blue glue, and they're heating it, and they were making Olympic arrows or compound arrows or whatever. He was twisting it as he put the component on in,
Hmm.
and then he would throw the arrow on the ground, and he would
Well, it's
listen
going to
for the
seed it.
sound. He was
Oh,
listening for the sound. And if it
really?
made a weird, and he could tell the sound, it was like, if you've ever heard of that, if you've ever seen that, just, it's a great video
Yeah,
of
I'll
this
look
guy
for
doing
it.
it. He throws it on the ground. And he's like, no, that's not enough glue. That didn't go all the way around, so he takes the glue
Oh,
out, and
wow.
then yeah, because, like they're shooting long distance, right? Olympic recurve. And
Oh,
so
everything has to be
yeah,
perfect.
everything's got to be balanced. Everything's got to be
Yeah.
balanced. Yeah. So, but I think, it's tough. Here's the thing with wood shafts. I find I'm a terrible shot, so I usually bounce them off rocks and stuff like that and trees. So they don't stay straight enough for me. Like I can't. I'll shoot like I'll have a dozen. They'll last me like a week. It'll be like, this thing looks
Oh,
like a
wow.
hockey stick now. It's like a boomerang. It starts to come back. It's just like, shoot the
Well, luckily you video your really good shots, like the one at the deer target over the margarita, and we have
Yes,
record of that, so that's good.
that's important. That's important. I'm a bit of a clown. I'm a bit of a clown. That's all there is to it.
You
But
know
I
what?
do.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what you are is you're entertaining.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
guess what? Most people are not going to sit and watch people glue feathers on a thing and stay very long. So if you want to get people engaged in archery, you got to be an entertainer. You've got to go out there and bring them in.
And I think I do. Yes, thank you for saying that. This isn't about me, okay, Michael. This is
Right?
about you. We're only talking about you, okay, today. I want to
I
say
go
before.
wherever it leads.
Okay, good. What's the improv? Yes, and or is it
Always
yes?
say yes.
You always say
Always say
yes.
yes.
Always say yes. Listen, I want to acknowledge everyone that's in the comments section right now. Hey, just keep bringing those in. Don't, if you have a question for Michael, by all means, put it in there. We'll read them. We'll read them. So,
That's great. Are you still there? Oh, hello. Seem to have lost you.
hey, sorry about that. I jumped out. I don't,
Oh, there we go.
how did you do hosting this on your own?
I asked a lot of, are you there? Are you there?
I don't
Hello?
know what happened there. That's the
I
first
thought I
time that's
touched
ever.
something.
That's what I did. I touched something. I was kind of scrolling through the comments here, so that's funny.
Yeah.
We lost
Yeah,
Nick. No,
swords
I'm
I'm
back.
good at
I'm
with
back.
technology, not so much.
So who do we got? I want to say hi to Julie. Jack's in the crowd here. Okay,
Nice.
and Bernard.
Good buddy.
John.
One of my
John.
longest known.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
John's in. Where you go? Joe's here. Mike Persinger's here. Roger. Hey, Roger. Joe. All these really great archers too. Damer, like I said, would jumped on for a bit. I don't know if he's still around, but
That's awesome.
yeah, it's really good. So we got some
He's a
good
really
people.
cool guy. Very supportive.
Oh, dude, have you seen I once had I'm sorry, it's not about JD3, but there was, it just going to the heart of the trad community. John is probably one of the most iconic guys in our community. And literally I called him up one time. I had this weird thing was happening. He sat and talked to me forever. Like he was just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Until he sorted it out, till we sorted it out. I loved it. It was amazing. So he's such a great
Can
guy.
I tell you a great story?
Yeah.
My wife decided to join me, who's rather nervous about public, and she did Vegas with me the second time and shot her longbow. And she was having a bit of a meltdown before the first day because she just lost it. She wasn't there. And I went over to Joel Turner and I said, Joel, is there any way you can spend a couple of minutes with her just to figure out what's going on? On the practice range, he spent almost an hour with her, and it completely changed her around. She ended up getting in the money for her flight.
What?
It was a huge deal. And Joel didn't have to do that. It was just awesome. That's
Great.
the trad community.
Yeah, it's just great people. Just great people. I don't, I've never had an interview that I didn't find that I love someone after the end of it. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
This is shaping out pretty good. I'm just letting you know, Michael. You're
Oh, good. I'm doing all right. Okay.
You're doing great, brother. Okay, let's get back to some archery and you
Yeah.
and how are you? So you've had some success and you've been in the chase frequently. Tell me about your shot sequence and how do you approach? Now, first of all, what's your favorite game? Do you like indoor? Do you like field?
I
Like,
love 3D for the walk and the variability. And also, there's a group of archers, the Ohlone bunch, that is a shop down here and an indoor range that they're just great people. They're funny. They're incredible archers. But almost everybody in the group places first in their category any place we go. And that kind of walk through the park or through the hills is pretty amazing. But I have to say that I love indoor for the repeatability. The thing that drives me nuts in 3D is like, oh, this is not the same shot. I got to rethink everything. Whereas indoor, same shot. And if I can get into a groove, if I can really, feel it, I tend to do pretty well. So yeah, I love them both. I have a bunch of first places in 3D, and I think right now I hold 4 state records for indoors. So for my age group and various weapons. So I love them both. It's a lot of fun. And just one thing, Lancaster, one of the reasons I'm not going back to Vegas anytime soon because it's just too big and it's kind of impersonal.
yeah.
And Lancaster is appreciating Longbow. So they've included us, and that's why I'm going. And that trad community is there with everybody else as well, and it just has a much homier feel. It's a reunion time, right?
It is, and it's in a beautiful little town right near in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't. They have the Cofeld. They're doing an amazing job, supporting us. Santo
Oh,
did a
yeah.
great job. I keep saying that on every podcast.
Santo and McCullough was early in on that as well.
Chris, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just so great for them to, and Santo's just been pushing it, and he got us there.
Yeah, so I'm excited for all the competitors. Now, I was going to talk about your shot sequence, but let me ask you a question
Yeah.
because you're used to stage. What do you find? Would you rather be coaching or on a stage, or would you rather be shooting longbow in front of a bunch of people?
You mean performing on the stage?
Yeah, performing.
Yeah, because I used to be a professional actor for 20 years, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still
yeah.
do it on the side.
That's
And
what
I
I'm
tell
saying.
you, there's nothing like the thrill of really nailing a character in front of an audience and feeling that appreciation. So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. But longbow is kind of an individual thing, and that's one of the things why, when I walk up there and I'm shooting, it's like I care what everybody else is doing score-wise, but I'm not competing with them. I'm competing with myself. So this is my chance to just see if what I can do to get my act together to make that score happen, and it is what it is. So it's a challenge, and quite honestly, as you get older, I can't play football anymore. Fencing, I'm a little slower than I used to be, and so this is something I can still be competitive at. So it's awesome.
I love that. True victory is self victory, as we like to say in the martial arts, right? So,
Right, exactly.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant. But how about nerves? I know I keep asking people this, but I am genuinely curious about this.
I am
What
going to
it-
go against this. I'm going to go against this dream here.
Okay.
And I'm knocking on wood as I say this. But I had a shot sequence at Vegas that made me breathe. Bob Wesley, who was Howard Hill's apprentice, I studied with him for a while. And he was an Olympic archer. Actually, he was a world champion longbow. He beat Ron LeClaire in like 82 or something like that. But I studied with him for a while, and he had this shot thing where you had to breathe and take your time. So I was using all of that 2 minutes. And Joel was on the bail with me, and he comes up to me and he says, do you realize you're one of the last people to shoot, right? I go, oh yeah. I go, do you realize that all 175 competitors are looking at you while you're doing that? I go, oh yeah. I said, it doesn't seem to bother you. I said, no, I really just don't get that kind of stage fright. I don't get that thing that, I know it's crazy, but
That's great.
and he says, are you a public speaker? And I go, yes, I
Yeah.
am. So
right.
I can speak in front of 1,200 people. I can speak in front of a movie camera. It doesn't bother me at all. So that helps me a lot because it makes up for my lack of great skill as an archer.
My understanding is you got great skills. Okay, so this is a good segue. I think this is a great segue into your shot sequence. Then why don't you tell
Okay.
us all about it?
Well, I've been playing with things. Everybody starts with NTS, and I think that's great, and it's a system. But around the fringes of archery, you're starting to get people going, I don't know about this. There's things about it I don't like. So I've been playing with stuff. Um, I went to a more closed stance for indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also using much more of a Korean draw. Instead of coming around this way, I'm taking it up a bit and bringing it down and up. And that seems to suit my skeletal structure. I don't notice as much impingement on things. And I tend to do all the normal stuff until I'm back to draw. And that's where, for me, it's the important bit, and where it gets a little more interesting is once I get to anchor. First thing I do, I'm a gap shooter. I learned that from Howard Hill. Gap instinctive, all of that makes sense because Howard Hill wasn't consciously gapping. He had done it so many times his mind knew where to aim, and so therefore he was really instinctive at that point. So what I do, though, is I set my point on the target where I know I've got the right height. And then Joel taught me something, which is at that point, forget about it. Stare at the target that you want to hit. And once I've acquired that stare on the target, then I expand. And then the last thing that I say to myself is stiff bow arm, easy release. And that's pretty much the order I go in.
That's cool. Where's your anchor?
My anchor's corner of the mouth. It's been there forever. Middle finger.
Yeah. Okay.
No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm 3 under, so it's
Yeah.
the top finger. Yeah, it's the top finger.
That's you. You're so used to doing it, you just can't even
Well, you know what? I
you don't think about
for
it
a while for doing 900 rounds, so it's like
right.
okay, I got a split finger now. So anyway,
No, that's great. That's awesome. So, how do I get to your stage? How do I get to that mental strength stage? Like, how? Give me one thing I can work on.
I'm not an expert at this. There are people that know psychology. Joel's brilliant at this. There's other people that attempt it. But you know what it is to me? I don't know. Maybe I'm ADHD or something like that. But I just focus on what I have to do. It's like, oh my God, I've got to put this thing there. The rest of the world. Do you ever watch those baseball movies and the pitchers in the big final inning and here's the big pitch and slowly the crowd noise just disappears? Yeah. That's kind of what it's like for me. I don't, unless I'm consciously going, whoa, there's a lot of noise in here. I pretty much just tune all that out and focus on the moment. I don't always go through all the things I need to go through to make the perfect shot, but I am at least focus on the process. And so for me, I think it's just that intense focus.
Yeah, that's how. Is there anything I can do to kind of get some of that? Like how? Like give me something, man. I want to steal something from you. I want to steal something from you. Like I can't. It's what people paid good money to listen to you tonight. Tell them how they can be better at archery.
Okay. Here you get somebody in your household, right?
Yep.
And you line up your shot. Yep. You're out there together, and they're watching you. Okay. And if they don't see that steely-eyed missile man look through that entire shot, they hit you with a ruler. Guess what? There's immediate pain. It's like, oh, can't do that anymore. So that gives you incentive. And then you look at it, you maybe get a little more focused. There's something at stake.
Every Catholic schoolboy just cringed when you said that. So
maybe it'll make a better shot process for them. I don't know. You can take that. I won't claim that.
That's okay. That's all good. So really quickly, if people want to follow you or subscribe to something, social media, anywhere that they can see you and just kind of watch what you do, which by the way, I said before I don't even know if I said this on the air live, but you're such a cool dude. Like the stuff you do is like seriously, you're a cool dude. You got like all the Renfest background, you got the movie background, you're an awesome archer, you got all those medals behind you. I don't know, that's amazing. You got a bazillion arrows. So, Yeah, we wanna steal a little
Well,
bit of you, like
I've had fun all my life. I was a sword fighter for a living for
the
25
sword.
years. Yeah, I had the Albion School of Defense, which was stage combat, but we treated it from a martial arts perspective, which I know you can
Sure.
appreciate,
Yeah.
because there was a thing called Western martial arts for a long time. It's still going, where the people went and learned how to use the ancient weapons as they were used, but in Europe.
Right.
And so the rapier and the long swords and all of that. And so I studied that stuff and incorporated it into the stage combat, because the guy I learned from in England, John Waller, who, by the way, was the greatest longbow archer in all of England and did all the
Really?
commercials with the snuffing the candles. He went to Agincourt every year with his war horse and his falcons, and they
No.
reenacted the whole thing. Yeah. So
Like the
he
the
was an
the
amazing man.
what is that, St. Crispin's Day? For St. Crispin's Day?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
St.
That
Yeah,
was the
St.
Battle of
Crispin's Day?
Agincourt. Yeah,
Yeah, Battle of
from
Agincourt.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, he was an incredible teacher, and he said, just you have to keep it real. The audience doesn't know anything about this, but they know the moment that it's not real. And so that's how I've always tried to do it. And my stuff has been like William Hobbs, another mentor. He did very realistic choreography in films. If you ever saw the Three and Four Musketeers from the
Yes, of
70s,
course. Of course. Of course.
the greatest sword fights ever, that was
Yes.
Bill Hobbs. And I got to hang out with him and John Waller and a bunch of people. So, yeah, so I did that for a while. And then the archery, I wanted to be Robin Hood. And then I used to compete in cowboy action shooting, and did that for a very long time. So I got to be Roy Rogers and John Wayne too. So it's been a fun life.
Oh my God, yeah, cowboy action. Yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of fun too. But oh,
I was there in the beginning. It was pretty darn cool.
that's pretty awesome, man. That is a lot of fun stuff that you do. Now, scary. I mean, for me, like it's always been like I tell everyone, I'm not shy to say this. Like I don't compete because I get on the line, I'm no good. I don't act because I would be scared to death to do that. But I appreciate very much so all of you guys that are sort of kind of heroes to me. Like I say that a lot, but I really do mean it. I mean, like you guys, I don't know how you do it. Like, I mean, I know you just explained to me how you do it, but it's just amazing to me that, you know, you get on stage and you memorize this entire sonnet or something like that, and you
Right.
have to perform it in front of maybe your family, maybe your friends, maybe people who you saw in the crowd, like that guy beat me up in high school or something like that. You know, like I don't know, right? And you have to go like I have to change who I am. I got it. So that acting skill is amazing. So accommodate you on that. It's just unbelievable. But then getting up in Lancaster and by the way, you have a good shot of being on the stage this year, right?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm certainly hoping I get to the shoot downs, because it's a whole different game once you get there.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself there, put yourself on the stage, right? You know, visualize
Yep,
it.
you got to positively think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna have one light on you, one light on the target.
I'm really fascinated because the whole sight picture changes, and I'm watching it on TV and go, how is that possible? But it's a thing. So yeah, there's all kinds of challenges when you get to that level.
All right, I got a couple questions for you. So we're gonna go into the comments now.
Sure.
Before, so which by the way, just really quickly, can people follow you on socials? Like, are you just on Facebook or your Instagram
I'm
or where? Are
just
you?
on Facebook. I never got into the whole other stuff. I think I have accounts, but I don't go there at all. I've just put everything that I do on Facebook.
Okay, well, follow him on Facebook and encourage him to post more of his cool stuff that he does or that he's
Yeah,
done
I
in the
need to do
past.
more.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Okay. Anyway, I'm not your social media director here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jack asking a question. How's Michael? How's your recovery going? What's going on, Michael?
Oh, yeah. I just last week got out of the hospital for 7 days. Really freak thing. It was a bad interaction of prescription drugs that I got prescribed by different doctors, and then when they put them together, it was pretty awful. I couldn't move. My hands were swollen. I couldn't walk. I had a rash all over. So
Oh no.
good old steroids, and I was back in action in 3 days. So that's good. And my hands are just now, here we have Lancaster coming up, and all the skin on my palms and fingers has died, and it's all brand new skin now. And I'm going, oh, what's that got to do? But it's toughening up today, so I think I'm going to be okay. If John Demmer can shoot with other fingers because he cut himself, I
Yeah.
I can do that.
Spanky Brooks just shot left-handed, and
Oh,
it's got like a world record or something like that. I forget something
Spanky
crazy.
is such an amazing individual. I love that guy.
I
I've known him
know.
since Vegas, and he's just so cool. His wife's very cool too.
Yeah, they're very. They're. He's got a. He had a great story, but I forget what it was about. He's telling someone that, he shoots a. He's telling this person, hey, like I shoot 1,000 arrows a day, and that person says to him, really, I don't even have 1,000 arrows.
Got to go to the ammunition store, man. You're out.
I think that's just the greatest thing in the world.
That's pretty
Look, yeah, it's pretty funny. Let me see here. We got hi Susie. Sledge and her sister Hammer were kind of going back and forth last night with me. Is he the most interesting man in the world? Yeah, Jack, he is the most interesting man in the world, and you are too, dude. You are cool as hell as well. I don't know if it's a California thing. I don't know what's going on.
I love Jack. He's my longbow buddy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I watch him just to I learned to be cool. So many things I didn't know about you, Mike. Crazy background. You've got pretty cool. That's Rich Gardner. What are
Oh,
the
Rich is
specs?
great. He's a trad archer from way back. Shoots a lot of um, what's the name of the bows now? Black Widows.
Oh, he
He's
shoots.
really
He always a Black
real.
Widow guy. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm
you
so.
know what? Yeah, I went to the dark side this last year for 3D. I shot a Black Widow the whole
Yeah,
time. I had always wanted one, and I was just killing it. I was beating everybody in every trad category. Didn't matter age group or whatever. It's really good, but I got to get back to longbow.
yeah. You know what? I heard that Black Widow take like in the European competitions, they're using Black Widows now just because of the weight, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? There's a thickness to the limbs that seems to give it structure and cleanness of the throw of the limbs.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it otherwise, but it's just I never feel so accurate as with that bow.
Yeah, I they're right down the road from me,
Oh,
and so
nice.
I should probably go and visit them and do an interview or something like that. I should go do something.
Absolutely.
I'll get the Black Widow guys. I got to get. I know a lot of people who know those guys, so it'd be
Yeah.
nice to go down there. Anyway, what are the specs of your bow? I think we covered it a little bit, but go ahead, say it again.
I've got a two-piece Chuck Haws extra heavy. I think Vixen is what he calls the model. It's 3.5 pounds, 35 on my fingers. I shoot a Yost tab, Wapiti cedar shafts that I make up. I think this time I'm going to use some really thin 5-inch feathers 3 times. And of course, the top hat covers. Had a great conversation with Blackie at Lancaster last year. And I love the top hat stuff. It's just so precise and gives us so many more options for tuning. And and of course, one of the reasons I got into all of this is the push and mat.
Love him.
And
Yep.
I've been sporting their Alpha Pack forever. In fact, I've made mine pretty ratty. So I have a brand new burgundy one to sport this Lancaster. So I'll be there with that.
Yeah, I made a video like don't give me any more camo. Like I just like, and as soon as they got the burgundy one, I got the burgundy pocket quiver because I'm like,
Oh,
I
nice.
want something. I don't want khaki anymore. I got to get away from a little bit of khaki. I need a little bit of color in my life. That's what I needed.
Little flash.
A little flash, man. I think if they would have had, I think they had a white one too. But anyway, there's a lot of good stuff. Okay, what are the questions we got? Bernard says, question number 2. How many freaking metal weapons do you have on that wall behind you?
Oh,
How many weapons you got back there?
in this room, I think I have. Oh, I forgot about that pile over there. I've got about 25 swords and daggers in this room, but I've got another 50 downstairs. I used to be an armorer.
Yeah,
I ran a school for
yeah,
32 years, so I have a lot of stuff. I don't use them much anymore. My good friend Dragon Steel, Mike Lewis,
yeah.
made that rapier set in the back there, and oh my God, it's museum quality stuff.
That's
These
nice.
guys are so good. Um,
Yeah,
you got time for a quick sword story?
yeah, yeah. Go. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
I
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
England in 1980, and I got introduced to the Keeper of the Blades of the Tower of London.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so I'm this 22-year-old kid. It's raining. It's winter. I go to the back side of the tower, and
Yeah,
there's this beefeater in his kiosk, and he says,
yeah.
"Can I help you?" And I said, yeah, I have an appointment with the keeper of the blades. He goes, oh, you do you? And so he goes on the phone and he comes back and he says, well, apparently you do. So I go inside, I meet him. He hands me a white pair of gloves and his assistant and says, go play. We went through all the back stores, picking up all the ancient weapons from the 14th century and onward. A lot of those weapons are now in the Leeds Museum.
Wow.
It's more workaday stuff, not the stuff with jewels. And I was an armor at the time, so I got to feel the balance and, like the big claymores,
Yeah.
the big
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
things
Yep.
like a Braveheart and all that. Everybody thinks they're so heavy. Well, just the bad reproductions are heavy because guess what? That thing weighed 3.5 pounds. It's
Yeah.
just amazingly light.
Yeah. And a good balance on, the hilt, probably really well balanced for you. I love that. That's amazing.
We have to get together another time and we'll talk swords.
We'll talk it. We'll talk tons of swords because I love swords too. And I've been to the Tower of London and with family and walked
Nice.
through there. I went through where they had all the swords and stuff like that too. I was like, okay,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
this is really cool. Yeah, let me see this stuff. But anyway,
There is a video, you'll find it online somewhere, How a Man Shall Be Armed. It was put out by the Tower of London, and my instructor, John Waller, the archer, they suit him up in period armor, and he goes through all the moves of swordplay. He does somersaults. The armor was so flexible back then. Everybody thinks about the tournament armor that was all stiff
yeah,
to
yeah,
protect people, but the armor was just so amazing back then.
that's fantastic. That is so cool. I'm gonna look that up right away. We got to go. Sorry, I'm shut. No,
Okay.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, and I could too. Like I said, I told Michael before this, I'll probably geek out. Please nudge me if I'm taking up too much of your time.
Oh, I'm fine.
I want to go through this. What do we got? What do you have? What else we have? So, yeah, Kat says, so glad you're better. How long is the Vixen? I think that's a pretty personal question. Oh,
Well,
his
I
bow.
think
Okay.
he makes them at least 72. I think mine's 68. I have short arms, so stringing anything longer than 68 gets to be a bit of a contortion act. So 68, the longer is smoother because most of my longbows are shorter than that, and certainly the Black Widow is. I think it's 58 inches. So the longer you get it, the smoother the shot. So I'm looking forward to it. It's the longest one I've had. It's the heaviest one I've had. We're going to see what that does.
This Kat Taylor keeps jumping into the comments here. She wants to know, do you think that your background in sword fighting has any impact on your archery?
You got to be pretty focused to be in a sword fight, even if it's choreographed, because it's like chess at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And so that very could relate. By the way, I have to say, Kat Taylor, who's an amazing Irish and concert violinist, is my girlfriend. So that's why she's jumping.
I know. I kind of saw the gig. I was stalking you guys before. That's why I'm bringing her up here. This is good.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, no, but it very well could be related because it's a focus thing. If you're not focused in a sword fight, things are going to go wrong. So maybe that's what translates into to archery. So to make your shot better, Mick, you got to pick up a sword.
I use swords a lot. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'm like in a high pressure situation against other people. Okay, I got to take my live swords against it. Well, it could happen. It could happen. Someone breaks in my house. Maybe that would happen.
There you go.
But anyway, any other questions? Anyone? I see like 22 people in here. If you have not already said hi, that's rude, first of all. So get into the comments section and type, hi, Michael. You're doing a good job. Not as good as Mick, but you're doing a pretty decent job.
Mick's a pro,
Mick is not a professionally trained actor. Okay. Question number 3. For the various CA, I assume California, outdoor 3D events, which one is your favorite animal to shoot? And don't say hobo. You can't say that. That's not
hobo. No. My favorite target is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh yeah, those are
San
cool.
Francisco Archers does 1 million BC every year in August, and their range is up in these primeval forests on the coast of Pacifica that has fog the whole time. You feel like you're in Jurassic Park,
That's
and they've
awesome.
got all these dinosaur targets, and it's just so much fun.
That is so cool. That's so cool. What is this one? Is this the same thing? Mike's asking, you going to Longbow Safari? That sounds like what you just mentioned.
Longbow Safari. I'm
Oh, where's that,
trying to think
Mike?
of. Oh, it's the one in Fresno.
Yeah.
Is that a longbow safari? Because I
All
thought
right,
that was all
Mike, you got to
numbers.
explain your question a little bit more. You threw us. Well, let's see. But our guess ain't great. Now I have to listen to it. What's John talking about?
What's that?
Bernard Gosman. Great. Now I have to listen to it. I don't. I don't.
Bernhard is an incredible shot who also shoots a Chuck Haas bow, and he's German and he's very precise, and he was a mentor early on for me.
And Mike just got back. He's like, no, it's Petaluma this year. It's Petaluma.
Oh, Petaluma. Yes, yes, out on the Neblina Ranch, Maryland, Dutra. They own these 300 acres in the wilds of Sonoma, and you just range the hills shooting targets. It's so much fun. They do about 3 big tournaments there a year, but the Longbow Safari is one that is done in coordination with some Canadian organizations, and sometimes it's in BC, sometimes it's down
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and it's a big deal. And it's all traditional equipment. It's longbow traditional equipment, and um, yeah, yeah. I don't even know what bow I would shoot for that. I've got a John Strunk, which is a period English longbow, so that's kind of fun to do with those things.
That is cool. That is cool. Is it like 100-pound bow? Is it
No,
like one of those ones?
hey, when I started, I was shooting 60-pound Howard Hill bows because I didn't know any better, and then when I got into competition, I realized that one, the limb structures are better now, so you can get more cast off of a lighter bow, so you can shoot it effectively at 3D distances. But yeah, those old ones are hard to shoot now.
Can I ask you a question about that? So, because you have all this history, you're good at this history stuff. So, longbow, I heard that the buttons on the jacket, like they would draw back to a button. So this is like
Well, it's
40
like an
yards.
anchor, right?
This is 50 yards. This is 60 yards. Like they would go down the buttons of their jacket. Have you ever heard that? Or am I making
You
that
know what
up?
that no, I think that's Victorian target archery,
Oh, okay.
where they would do that because at Agincourt they were shooting 300 yards, 400 yards. They were not picking a 40-yard distance. They had an anchor they went to every time and just loose because of course it was the volume of the arrows coming in that was the
Yeah.
main effect. It was artillery, and
Yeah.
yeah, the Victorian archers who still had those same sort of anchor points, but they often had uniforms for their clubs, and so they would have very repeatable places where they could place, because in some of those, like the York round and stuff, you shoot different distances, so you had to have some way to aim it.
Mike Holson's here with Karen. We love them. They're great. I don't know if you ever run into them at Lancaster. They're great
I
instructors. They
probably
have,
know them by sight. I'm not
yeah,
good
yeah,
with names.
super good, super great at coaching. They helped me out a lot. Um,
Oh, awesome.
Close yard shafts for English
Cloth yard shafts.
cloth yard shafts. Yeah. What does that mean?
That's a reference to the length of the arrow. A cloth
Oh,
yard was like the first measurement of a yard. That's why it was called a yard. It was
oh
how they
wow.
measured cloth. So,
I'm like, hey, this is the History Channel now. I'm loving this to death. I love stuff like this. Anyway, but we do have to get going. We can't just well, we can. Um, you know, uh, here's the thing. I'm gonna have like the top guys back after the classic this year.
after
So
Lancaster, great.
yeah. So just got to finish one, two, or three, Michael. Just do that for me,
Oh,
and
oh,
then
okay.
and then
That's all I
just come
need to
back.
do.
Well, you
Well,
said that you
yeah,
it's easy. Just
I
focus.
you just got to channel it. I'm speaking of channeling. I'm channeling clays right now because I have some Danish socks on here.
Oh, are you? dude, he's shooting insane right now. I don't even know what's going on with him. He's just like
Yeah,
on fire. Well, I mean,
talent.
a lot of you guys are. So that's good. I'm excited for this. I'm always excited for Barebow. No doubt about it. Barebow's amazing. You get up on stage there, some of the big names. You guys in the longbow class now are getting a stage, and you have like like Yaka, I think, is going to join you guys. You
I
got
think so. Dwayne.
Dwayne Martin's going to be up there
Yeah.
with you guys. You got super uber famous guys like Santo, like that are going to be joining you.
Right.
So you don't know. And Clay's is going to be there, of course, and then
Yeah, and
there's
some of the guys that were that won it last year in the top five, all those guys are just really, really awesome shooters. So don't count them out.
no, and none of the guys that are even in the comments here, like John has a chance, like all these guys. I mean, any given day, I mean, it's wood arrows and a string and a stick.
You know
So
that whole thing is you never know because it's bare bow. I think you're going to get a multiplier when it comes to longbow.
I think so too. I think what I hope happens, and I hope it doesn't happen to anyone I know, but you get up on stage, it's a different game, it's a little bit different lighting, and that score could swing dramatically in one end. So because you just don't know.
Absolutely. So that's why you never give up and you just hang in there. And you have a bad shot, you throw it off, you go right to the next one. Be your best.
Michael Davenport's gonna be on the show here coming up. There's
Lovely
just some,
man. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
and a great shot. He's been tearing it up lately too.
Right. So just all you guys are just amazing, and it's I think you're starting to feed off each other the same way the barebow guys were doing and the gals are doing.
Yeah.
You have a mixed category of shooters for
Right.
longbow, which I think is great. I think I would love to see a mix up on the stage too. That would be amazing. I'm excited. I'm super excited for Lancaster. So anyway. I have taken up a ton of your time, and I really appreciate you
This has
coming
been
on.
so much fun. Are you kidding? I get to talk about myself. I'm an actor. You see those
Well, you
guys on the
did.
talk shows? They like to talk about themselves.
That's good, and I like to let you guys talk about yourself. I probably overtalked you too much today. Hey, I appreciate everyone that's coming here. Do you got any shout outs that you have to do before we call it quits?
Just thanks to all of the great archers in California. There's a lot of incredible archers here, and I'm naming some of them, but you know who you are. Incredibly supportive. I think Bernard doesn't miss a single archery tournament in California, and he goes to like 40 or 50 of them,
That's
3D
amazing.
and all
Awesome.
of that, just in Northern California. So
Way to
there's
go,
so
Bernard.
many opportunities, and there's so many people putting out the effort to make great shoots that are creative. So shout out to all of those folks.
I have that's awesome. And do you get sponsored? Are you sponsored by anyone, or other than?
No, Victory Arrows gave me a free couple sets of arrows because I joined their team for the TBC championships, which we won. So that's about it.
So I will say, so Gene, I meant to ask this question anyway. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but Gene, we will get to this. I don't want to put anyone too on the spot, but as we get closer, the interviews that I do that are closer to the Lancaster Classic, I'm going to be asking those guys very specifically, but I'll give them time before the show. I'll say, hey, think of your top 8 guys, the guys that are going to make the stage. So Gene, if you could just hold off until later. I'm not going to put you on the spot, Michael. But you should say, first of all, it's going to be you, right? You're going to be on stage. So other than that,
So leaving me out,
Yeah.
you got to think Dwayne, definitely Clay's. If Ian comes over from England,
Yeah.
he's going to be on the stage. You got guys like Davenport. You also have Cliff Montgomery, and the guy who won it, last name I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but he was really good, and he was using some cheap bow, $99 bow. So yeah, if he brings his good stuff, he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that could be there. So it's like baseball. The pitcher gets up there in the World Series, and he's got this incredibly amazing record, and then he tanks. You just don't know what's going to happen under pressure. So who's going to be there is going to who's going to be there.
my money's on the guy who's been on stage lots. That's what my money is. So I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Bet a lot
Like,
if you're talking about me.
Chip is in the comments here, John. But John, maybe we can get you to shoot a little bit of Longbow once in a while. He's a great
You mean
barebowist.
Demmer?
All right. No, Helfiger,
Okay, yeah.
Heflinger.
Oh no, he's a great shot.
Yeah, amazing barebow guy. So, and he always supports this channel too, by the way. So always it comes out.
Nice.
He always supports all my people that are, a lot of you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for everything. I want to say thank you very much to archerypass.com. They're sponsors of this channel. The Push Archery sponsors of this channel. Again, go to those two sites and see if you can't get something for Christmas for that archer in your life. Santo, Longbow Outlaws are sponsors of this channel. I really do appreciate you guys and everything you do. Michael, again, thank you. Incredible interview today. I really appreciate your energy and it's infectious. So I appreciate you. Guys, hunt the good stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thanks, Mick. Great time.